In today's episode, we're talking about thrifting, why I thrift, what I look for when I walk into that thrift store, and how thrifting has completely changed the way I see creativity, beauty in things, and the possibility. Thrifting isn't just about finding things for your home, it's about learning how to see potential where others might just see nothing but junk. And once you learn how to see that, it completely changes how you look at every single item in that thrift store. Have you ever walked into a thrift store and just seen nothing? Just shelves of discarded items, worn out, outdated, forgotten pieces. And then someone else walks into that exact same thrift store, someone like me, and I see possibilities everywhere. I just try to see the beauty in each item. I think about the story behind the piece, where it's come from, and most importantly, what it can become. And today, I want to share with you why thrifting has become such a huge part of my life and what I'm really looking for every time I walk through those doors. And if you've ever wondered what makes a piece come home with me or why certain things just seem to speak to me, then this episode is for you. So let's dive in, and I want to bring you along my thrifting journey.
Welcome to the Rescued and Upcycled podcast with weekly inspiration, tips on trying new techniques, and overall real talk about owning your own DIY business. Now here's your host, Sonnet Ullenbrock.
Welcome back to Rescued and Upcycled, the podcast where I share my creative journey, finding and rescuing pieces from the past, blending them with the present, and creating a cozy home filled with character, meaning, and a story. I'm your host, Sonnet Ullenbrock, the owner and creator behind Sonnet's Garden Blooms, and I'm a lifelong thrifter, a creative entrepreneur, and someone who believes deeply in the power of creativity. I'm here to inspire you to rescue, create, and see possibility in ways you may never have imagined. Creating a beautiful home isn't about buying everything brand new, it's about creating something that feels uniquely yours. So let's start off by first talking about thrifting, you guys. Honestly, thrifting has been a part of my life as long as I can honestly remember. And it didn't start off as a hobby, let me tell you. It started off as a necessity. And you may be questioning and asking yourself, like, why was it a necessity? Well, my parents, they were very, very young when they had me. And we just simply couldn't afford, to buy everything brand new. And I did talk about this on a different podcast about, how I was, very embarrassed about thrifting and, now what it like all meant to me. And I did like a really deep dive into that early on time. I'm just going to briefly cover it though today. Thrifting was how my mom made our house an actual home. It was just how we, found things that we needed. And now looking back, what was so interesting was, and what I truly didn't understand at the time was that my mom would do, what she would do with these pieces. She just had this incredible ability to take something that was secondhand, something worn out, somebody had overlooked or was a hand me down. We found at a thrift store, and she would truly make it beautiful again. She would upcycle it. She would completely transform that piece. And she would make that piece fit seamlessly into our home. And no one would ever know it had come from, either a thrift store or was a hand-me-down. It didn't feel secondhand. It just felt very intentional. She created the most beautiful pieces that looked and felt so special. And it truly felt like it was ours, but as a child, I didn't honestly see it that way, you guys. I was so embarrassed and I wanted everything to be brand new. And many young children do want that. They want all the brand new things because their friends seemingly have all the brand new things. And I didn't yet understand, though, the creativity behind what she was doing or the value behind it. And as I grew older and there was a shift and everything began to shift. I began to understand the true value of a dollar. I began to appreciate the creativity it took to see a potential in something others might have overlooked. And I began to realize that, the pieces that you find in thrift stores are often far more unique than anything you guys can buy brand new. They are not mass produced, they're not cookie cutter, they have true character, and there's a history behind them. They have individuality, and slowly thrifting stopped being something I had to do and became something that I truly love to do. Because now when I walk through those thrift store doors, I don't see old, worn out things. Oh no, you guys. I see possibilities. I see stories waiting to continue. And I see pieces that just have so much potential and life left in them. And over time, I have truly realized that thrifting wasn't just shaping my home, it was shaping me. And it made me who I am today. It's how I create, it's how I love to decorate. And most importantly, it's how it just shaped me how I just see everything because thrifting has taught me that creativity isn't about starting with something perfect. It's not, you guys. Nothing is ever perfect. And each item at that thrift store, it's just a little bit imperfect. I mean, obviously, you could probably find something totally perfect, but very rare do you. It's truly about walking through that door and having a vision to see what something could become. And it has taught me that I could curate an entire space using just thrifted pieces. I could transform a vignette. I could, like completely transform a room. And I could build a home filled with pieces that felt layered, meaningful, and like I said, completely unique. Yes, I might have to fix a few of them up here and there, but the pieces with the most soul, the pieces with the most character, those are always the ones that I love to rescue. And and truly, that's why I love the process so much, you guys. When I walk into that thrift store, I'm not just browsing, I am truly searching. I'm paying attention. I am looking for those pieces that catch my eye, pieces that feel completely different, and pieces that, I want to call my name. And that have good bones. And they may not be perfect, like I said, but they may need a little love. But at their core, you guys, they have potential. And there are so many pieces sitting on those shelves that just need someone to see them a little bit differently, someone to bring them home, give them a second life. And honestly, that's what thrifting has become to me. It's just, it's not just about what something is, it's about what it can become. So I often say, I want a piece with good bones. And if you've been watching my videos for a bit, you will know I will tell you this piece had really good bones. And you may be wondering, what does that actually mean, Sonnet? What does good bones mean? I am talking about the foundation of a piece. I'm looking for quality. I'm looking for something that has strength, something that has stood the test of time and will continue to last for years to come. If you think about a lot of our furniture pieces that you can buy today in big box stores, so much of it is made from particle board and it's made to be affordable, but it's not always made to last. And there's a very big difference. There's a difference in the feel when you pick up that vintage piece that's made from solid wood versus particle board. You can truly feel the weight of it. You can feel the craftsmanship and you can feel that it was built differently. And that's what good bones are. It doesn't mean the piece has to be perfect. A lot of those pieces have imperfections and it has the character and uniqueness that I am looking for. And it doesn't mean it doesn't need just a little bit of love, but it has a strong foundation, it has integrity, and it has the ability to become something new without losing what makes it special. Um, and good bones aren't just limited to furniture, you guys. Sometimes it's, even I talk about large wooden signs a lot. I love finding those chunky, solid signs. And even if I don't love what's written on them, I grab them because I see them for what they are. I see them for what they can become, and I can repaint them. I can create my own artwork with them, and I can completely transform them into something that fits into my own home and my own style. And the same goes for frames, containers, crates, any other decorative pieces. I am truly looking for items that have substance, pieces that have already proven that they can withstand the, time, and that I can just give new life to so they can continue to be part of a home for many, many more years. I'm also drawn to pieces that just feel unique, pieces that stand out and that truly catch my eye and just feel different from everything else around them. And what's amazing is that when I have a vision for a space in my home, when I know the feeling I want to create in that space, I walk into that thrift store with a vision in mind. And I'm not just randomly browsing, you guys. I'm intentionally looking for pieces that will help bring my vision to life. And I might not know exactly what I'm going to find or like exactly what I'm looking for, but there's a look and feel that I have a vision and I know kind of what I'm gonna be trying to create within that space. But I just open up those doors of that thrift store and I'm gonna let those pieces speak to me. But I trust that when I see that right piece, I'm gonna know because thrifting has taught me to trust my eye. And it's taught me to trust that the right pieces have a way of finding you if you're willing to look for them. And this doesn't only go for household goods. I do wanna mention it's even like your home, or I'm sorry, your own wardrobe too. You can actually curate an entire wardrobe from a thrift store as well, and you can find a lot of amazing pieces there. So, do not nix that idea because I just gonna tell a story about, I was get we were gonna get some family photos taken, and I was looking for outfits, or, like, different poses, and I saw this family, and the woman had the coolest sweater, and I'm like, "Oh, I want to wear a sweater very similar to that or that sweater." And I was like, "I don't have time to go to all the big box stores and try to, like, figure out something and pay, like, $1,000,000." So I ran to Goodwill. I'm going through all the different sweaters and shirts, and guess what? I found that exact sweater. So let me tell you, if you are willing to look for a piece, it will find you. And that sweater found me. I was so excited that I was able to wear the sweater that I had found that was identical to that picture. So there is always an amazing find waiting for you there. And now back to the home decor. More often than not, those pieces, the ones with the best bones and the most potential, you guys, are the ones that become the most meaningful parts of your home. I mean, over the years, thrifting has taught me to look at pieces just so differently. And when I walk in that store, I don't just see it as an object. I start mentally evaluating it. And I have a checklist in my mind. And it's something that's just, I guess I just developed naturally over time. And the first thing I think I look at is shape because honestly, shape is everything. And even if a piece has an outdated finish or a color that I don't love, but it has a beautiful shape, that's what really matters. And I look for curves, interesting lines, or details that make me feel like it's just real unique and it's a special piece because paint can change, finishes can change, but you cannot change that shape and you cannot recreate it, very easily. So when a piece has a beautiful shape, it already has the foundation to become something amazing. And then the next thing I notice is the weight. So I often pick up an item, and weight sometimes tells you a lot about the quality. A heavier piece tends to be made from, either solid wood or stronger materials, and usually means that they were built to last. There's a sturdiness to them and they feel, real substantial. And that's truly important, especially if I'm planning to upcycle or transform the piece. Material is another huge factor. I'm always drawn to like more natural materials. So solid wood, metal, ironstone. Oh my gosh, I love ironstone and pottery. Things that just have durability and authenticity. Those materials age beautifully, you guys. They hold paint well, they carry character, they don't feel disposable, and they feel like they were meant to have a long life. And that's exactly what I want to continue. I also pay attention to patina. Oh my gosh, patina, you guys. I just love the look and feel of some good patina. It is the natural wear that happens just over time. So the chipping, I love chippy goodness. The fading, the soft imperfections that give, that piece, depth and gives it that story. It sometimes can't be replicated, or actually it can never really truly be replicated. It's just created through years of use and life. And I have tried to replicate patina a specific way, and sometimes it just never turns out how it naturally happens. So, um, but each of those pieces, they tell a story, they add warmth, they make something, feel real. And I also think about ease of transformation. I know that many of my friends, they're like, "We want quick and easy flips," and I agree. I agree that, it's nice to have a quick and easy flip, but sometimes if it needs a little extra love, I'm willing to put that into that piece. But when I look at each and every one of the pieces that I'm thrifting, I immediately begin to imagine, "What could I do with this piece? Could I paint it? Could I add some layers to it? Could I incorporate molds or transfers, or, what other creative elements could I add to this?" I don't need the piece to be perfect. I just need to know that it has potential to become something completely different. And again, it doesn't have to be new. It just has to, by upcycling it, we're giving it new life. And finally, there's something harder to explain, but it might be the most important of all. It's my emotional reaction. I know. I get very emotional when I see certain items. And sometimes, you guys, sometimes a piece just speaks to me, and I can't fully explain why. It just catches my eye, and I have a feeling I'm completely connected to it. I can instantly picture this piece in my home, and I can see that it's going to become something absolutely beautiful. And over the years, I've just learned to trust, my instinct and that feeling, because more often than not, those are the pieces that become the most beautiful and meaningful to me. And those are the ones that I truly cannot let go. Many times I flip items and I keep them in my home for a period of time to enjoy, and then I let them go to someone else. I put them in my booth or I sell them on Whatnot. But some of the pieces, those pieces that I transform, I just, I cannot get rid of them. So, thrifting, you guys, just isn't about finding things to fill your home. It's about learning to see things differently. And it's honestly about recognizing potential in each of the pieces. And it's about trusting your creativity. And that's hard for some. I like sometimes, even when I'm with some of my friends, and I can tell they're like, can I really do I have the potential, can I like really flip it, or is it gonna turn out how I envision it? But once you begin to see the world the way you realize that beauty isn't found in perfection, it's found in possibility. And I know that each and every one of you are going to be able to take those pieces and flip them and make them absolutely beautiful. So when I look back now, I just realize thrifting gave me so much more than just pieces for my home. It gave me confidence, you guys. It gave me the creativity that I was looking for. And it taught me how to trust my eye and see that beauty where others might not. And it taught me that things don't have to be brand new. To be meaningful, and that sometimes the most special pieces are the ones that have already lived a full life before they found you. And in many ways, thrifting didn't just change my home, it changed me. It helped me see the world differently. And I like seeing the world that way. I like being more frugal and not always just going out and buying brand new. And it also showed me that with a little creativity, vision, and willingness to try, you can just truly transform not only the things around you, but yourself as well. And I hope you've enjoyed today's, podcast. And I want to thank you all for joining me. If this episode spoke to you, I would truly love to hear from you. Leave a comment, share your thoughts, or tell me about a piece that you've thrifted that holds special meaning to you. I just love hearing your stories, and it really does inspire me just as much as I hope this podcast has inspired you. And if you've enjoyed the episode, take a moment to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future episodes. This is season 3. I've kicked off season 3, and today I'm feeling a little tongue tied. I don't know why, but that's okay. But yes, definitely, I'd love to, see you on future episodes. It truly helps this podcast, you guys, reach more people by giving that a thumbs up and commenting. And if you know somebody who loves thrifting, decorating, or creating, share this episode with them because creativity is meant to be shared, and this journey is always better together. So I'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Until then, keep creating, keep imagining, and keep seeing possibility where others don't. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.